Alright guys, so this is I think this is what, the fourth video on regular expressions. I didn't plan on making this many, but it is a very extensive topic, and we're still just scratching the surface. I mean, when you start getting into really complex algorithms and patterns, it can get really difficult. So I'm trying to just cover all of the bases here for you guys. So what I want to do next is I'm using the same file here. I'm going to go right under where we did the grouping with the parentheses, and I want to talk about shorthand character classes. All right, so let's set a regular expression. Set it to our backslashes here, and the first one we're going to look at is /W. Okay, so this is a word character, and what this is it's an alphanumeric character, meaning that it can be any letter or any number, or it can be an underscore. So let's go ahead and let's actually try what we have in here, these three X's. So if we save that, that works. And what happens is it goes from left to right, and it finds the first word character, and that's what's returned right here. You can see the 3. Okay. Now we also have another symbol that I didn't mention, and that's the plus symbol. So if we were to just add a plus here, and let's look at what we get when I save this and it reloads, and it looks at all of the word characters. Okay, so it's going to look at one or more word characters. So let's just say plus is plus equals 1 or more. All right, so that's the word character. If I put, for instance, an exclamation in here and we save that, that's not going to match. If I put parentheses, that's not going to match. If I put a semicolon, nope. If I put a space, nope. It has to be a letter, number, or an underscore. You'll see that that does match. Now, at the same time, we can do non-word characters by doing an uppercase W instead of a lowercase. So this will be non-word characters. All right, so basically anything but a letter, a number, or an underscore. If I go ahead and run it with an underscore, it's not going to match. If I put a letter, not going to match. I put a number, not going to match. I put an exclamation, that will match. Okay, a space, that will match. Anything else will match the non-word character class. All right, so we also have the digit. So if we do RE equals, and then in here do a \D. So this will match any digit. So if we go ahead and we put in a 3 and save, that'll match. If I put all these numbers here, that'll match the first one. But if we put a plus, just like we did with the word character, it'll match all of them. All right. And I just want to have both of those in there, one with the plus, one without it. So we'll say match any digit, 0, one more times. Let's see, what else do I want to do here? Let's do a non-digit. So just like we have non-word characters with the capital W, we can do non-digits with the capital D. Let's say match any non-digit. If I were to run this, that's not going to give us a match. If I were to put an E and save, that will match. Okay, so just anything that's not 0 through 9. Let's see what else we have. We have the white space character, which is /s. I'm just going to copy that down, and we'll do /lowercase_s. So this will be match white space character. So if I put in here a space and save, that's going to be a match. If I put in a tab, that'll be a match. If I put nothing, that's not going to match. If I put any kind of character, that's not going to match. All right, we also have the non-white space, which is going to be, as you could probably guess, a capital S. So this will say, we'll say match non-white space character. So anything in here, if we save that, that's going to match. All right, if I put in a space, that's going to be null. If I put in a tab, that's going to be null. All right, so let's see. We also have the word boundary. So let's say RE equals, and let's put in here hell, the word hell. And I hope nobody gets offended by that. So we're going to do a word boundary, so -b. All right, I'm also going to add the case insensitive flag. So this is a word boundary. And then what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to say hello. Actually, let's do it first without the word boundary. So just the word hell. I'm going to say hello, welcome to hell, and save. And you'll see that it's going to match that. It's going to start with the 0 index, which is right here, because it's matching this. All right, now let's say that we just want to look for the word hell. We don't want to look for a word that has those characters inside of it, like hello. We want the actual word. So that's where we would use a word boundary. So we could say -b and save. And now if you look down here, the index is at 18, so it starts here. It's not finding it here in hello because it's not a word boundary. It's just a word inside of a word. All right, so that's what we would do if we wanted to use a word boundary. All right, now the last thing I want to talk about is assertions. Okay, so assertions are kind of like conditionals. So I'm going to say RE equals, and in here I'm going to say X, and then open some parentheses, and I'm going to put a question mark equals Y. So I know that this looks a little weird, but what this means is that it's going to match X only if it's followed by Y. Okay, so let me give you an example down here. Let's just say we'll just put an X. So let's save that, and that does not match, okay? And I could put an X just anywhere. So we'll put an X in here and save. That doesn't match. But if that X is followed by a Y and we save, that's going to match. All right, so you can do little conditionals like that. Now, if you want to do the opposite and say match X only if not followed by a Y, then we could put an exclamation right here, which usually means not anyways in programming. So if we go ahead and save this, it's going to be null because it is followed by a Y. But if I get rid of that Y and save, wait a minute, why is that null? Did I do something wrong here? I did. We want to replace the equals with the not, with the exclamation. So save, and now that works. And if I were to put a Y, then it's null. All right, so those are assertions. Now, there's a lot more you can get into with regular expressions. You can get really, really advanced, but these are all the basics, really. So what I want to do in the next video is I want to take all that we've learned here, all the different character sets, quantifiers, all that stuff, and I want to build a form, a bootstrap form, and add some validation and use regular expressions in all of those validations. So we want to make sure, for instance, the name field is between whatever 2 and 10 characters. We want to make sure the zip code is formatted correctly, the email address is formatted, the phone number, things like that. All right, so we're going to take what we've learned and actually use it in a real world situation. All right, so that's it, guys. We will do that in the next lecture.